Like the Jets beat the Black Air Force Ones.
Well, that was the first thing said on the stream, I believe. All right, it's going to be a really, really simple format. The top 17 from both heats get in, plus the fastest, either the fastest top 20 that was out or the fastest that's out. The first heat has more cars, so 11th through 15th from that heat will get a second chance in Heat 2.
Drivers, to your cars.
Did Larry Van Buren make the field?
Well, Tony, we're about to set the field. He's
Drivers,
in one of the heats.
to your cars.
He is.
Did he make the heats?
Everybody that is attempting is in the heats. He will be in Heat 1 for sure, may end up in Heat 2.
Okay. What about Ronaldo Scott?
He is in Heat 2.
Okay.
Yeah, people that were higher in points get to be in the first heat so that they get the second chance. That's the advantage of being higher in points. And the engines have fired for heat number 1. Welcome to Hickory. Pace car is in. And we're green in heat number 1. Jared Mogard pulls out to the lead. Battle now behind him. Stump trying to get around Weston. The highest Ford in a field I've seen that 9 car all season. Stump gets clear of Weston. White gets a bad run off of 2. Weston's going to get clear down to the bottom. Stello and Beresford fighting. Stello pulls out ahead. Beresford and Whitman trying to make some hay on the outside, getting a good run off of 2. But Whitman bogs down in 3 and 4. Still can't get down to the bottom. York still has a nose in there. Looking at 3 wide behind him with Gunk, Spark, and Luthley. Somebody lifted out of it and they stayed 2 wide. Trying to get
They're racing side by side pretty good.
Yeah, I'm quite happy. I did a little bit of practice racing and saw they were decently good at actually getting some side by side. Although it still runs into that 2003 thing, and sometimes the leader just runs off to the back of the field, which is disappointing. We saw that in the Extravaganza race for sure at one point. Work our way a little further back towards the transfer spot. Currently being held by the 64 car from the looks of it. Correction, the 119 is the transfer spot. 93 trying to take it away. We got some fast cars here at the back. Desa is back here. Reigns is back here. They need to get their way forward if they want to lock themselves in. Trey Larkin's at the back of the field.
Will they get points if they finish like 16th or 17th?
So no. Those guys will get nothing. 3 wide into turn 1. Desa getting aggressive. No, the additional points beyond 35th will be awarded for finishing in Heat 2. Because Heat 2 is kind of a LCQ kind of thing. Also because it wasn't quite possible by points to divide the field evenly into good numbers, so kind of did an interesting format to kind of give a second chance to guys that were higher in points. Like I said, to give it an advantage being up there in points. They saw working on that transfer spot. He wants to just get himself in and not have to worry about it. They saw moves into the 17th spot. Larkin's still back there. Molitor Hill's back there too. Yeah, I'm disappointed that somebody hasn't made a newer version of Hickory. The newest one is this 2006 night version. Ooh, they saw up the hill. Here comes Growth. Doesn't get the run off of 2 though. He's gonna send it back into 3. That was just about a dead heat at the line. So Tony, did you get to watch the Cup race?
No, not yet.
Did you get to watch the Trucker Xfinity race?
I watched both of those, yes.
The Xfinity race looked pretty good. The truck race was a wreck fest.
Yeah, Busch race was pretty good.
Yeah,
Truck race.
The Xfinity race had what, 1 caution for cause when Gibbs got spun?
He didn't even really get damage from it.
That was what was surprising to me. They said he was totally fine. I thought that wall hit would have done him in.
Truck race, it wasn't a wreck fest. There was...
Yeah, it was a different style of racing you saw in the Xfinity race. It was a giant pack that you knew were going to wreck at any minute. Like, guys were bouncing off each other and guys were doing silly stuff, so you knew at the end it was going to end in tears. Trey Larkin working his way forward. Saw currently sitting in the transfer spot would desperately love to move a little further forward, because I think Trey might be coming quick. Well, now Trey's trying to run the cushion, which doesn't work on a paved track. Oh, and we have a caution. The 51 is stopped on the front stretch. And Trey hits him, and so do a bunch of other cars because the AI are stupid. Jeez. And we're still crashing on the front stretch. Somebody's going to get rolled over. This'll make this race very interesting all of a sudden.
Where's Mogard in the race results?
What are we... you know, we'll have to sort out this crash before I can answer that. I'm genuinely curious what just happened to the 51. I bet you it was a mechanical failure. He just stopped in the middle of the straightaway and stacked up all the cars. And then the AI just ran into him repeatedly because they're 2003 AI. So let's see, he came off of turn 2, and the motor blew up and he didn't pit. And he's just going to come to a stop, and guys are for some reason going to run into the back of him.
There's 23 people racing my Ben Rhodes Kubota truck I painted.
Nice.
Jeez, Beresford.
By far the most popular truck I painted.
I think most of the field got damaged in this crash because nobody could figure out how to go. A bunch of guys are going to take a tow. Well, this will get interesting. Well, that completely shakes up the entire race, doesn't it? Jared is currently leading. But there are definitely cars that are going to pit here because a lot of guys got damaged because one car stopped on the track and they can't drive around him, apparently. So let's see, we do have a bunch of retirements. Which means none of these guys will have any chance to be in the show well, except maybe a couple that might actually be up in points. So Alex Stello is done. Dylan Luthley's done. Brian Phillips definitely done. He's going home. They're going to pack up already. Reno Jackson's out of this race. Dwight York's out of this race. Doug Sparks done. He's going home. Rod Weston out of the race. And Charles White done going home. And Brian Lowe has lost a lap in all of that. That's, I guess, good news for a lot of people that weren't in transfer spots, because it's moved some interesting people in. Lawrence Van Buren now sits in the 17th spot as we resume racing action. Let's see if any of these cars are actually damaged enough that it's a problem. I bet some of them might be. I thought Stump was about to get wrecked there. Mike Levinson getting aggressive with Tony Gunk. And now Trey Larkin's going to get aggressive with him. So we're 3 wide down the front stretch. That 9 car's going backwards. Lawrence Van Buren has worked his way up a couple of spots. The transfer spot is now the 34. I believe that's Curtis Griffin, isn't it? I get the 34 and the 36 drivers confused for some reason. Yeah, it's just going to be 1 car in the lead lap that gets sent to the last chance race, which would be Heat 2. Right now, it's looking like it'll be Broderick Whitman.
Ooh, Brad. Nice Super Dirt Big Block Modified Series 4th place finish in a 4.444 strength of field at Eldora 5 days ago.
4 for 4.
Aggressive at the back of the field. Ooh,
He
contact.
finished.
Whitman
He finished.
got his elbows out.
Oh, I don't think you want to get your elbows out.
It's a turn of phrase, Tony. Have you never heard that one?
Let me ask my great-grandfather.
That's not an old expression. It gets used all the time. Hell, I've heard it used on the NBC race broadcasts. Laps clicking away here. Ryan Pedersen sliding back out of this race. So I guess
Tim, you're wrong.
What just occurred to me, yeah, of course I'm wrong. What just occurred to me is because the top 5 that aren't in go to the next race. I guess that means Alex Stello actually does get a chance if they can fix that car.
Tim, it says here, Elbows Out is the name given to an Attic black figure vase painter active in Athens around 550 to 540 BC. So it was a long time ago.
Uh-huh. I don't
What?
think that's the origin of the expression, Tony.
In the hail.
Yeah, let's find the actual origin of the expression, Tony.
I've got it right here. Together with the affector, he is considered one of the mannerists of the black figure style.
You're
Elbows
talking about
out.
you're talking about a person. I'm talking about a turn of phrase. Find the origin of the turn of phrase, not the fucking person who used it as their name.
Who names themselves Elbows Out?
It sounds like a jazz singer to me or something, but.
What's
Alright.
up, Elbows?
Isaac Growth fading back. Looks like he's going to have to race his way in the second heat. As Mogard catches the back of this field, there's no reason for him to do something stupid, but since this is Bonanza, I'm sure he will.
Elbows, you want some broccoli?
Nah, he wants cauliflower. And Jared's going to be hoping that he has just as strong of a car for the feature. Didn't happen in Berlin. Freaking Glenn was very strong in Berlin, and then we got to the feature and he was nowhere. And Isaac's going to go down a lap, which means that it'll be the white flag for him this time around. He really wants Jared to stick his car inside of the 93, but I don't know that's going to happen. White flag for the leader. 2 to go for Pedersen. This will make the scoring very easy. Everyone on the lead lap in this race will transfer to the feature.
I swear Andy Reid loses 100 pounds a year and he's still really fat.
Yeah, he loses 100 pounds a year and he still looks morbidly obese. So that means going to the last chance of Heat 2 will be Isaac Growth, Brian Lowe, Alex Stello, Dylan Luthley, and Brian Phillips. Can you make a note of those names for me, Tony, or do I need to write them down for myself?
Write them on your arm, sir.
I don't do that because I'm not an animal.
Just put your elbows out.
See, you do know the turn of phrase. All right, we'll be back shortly for heat number 2. Just gotta add the additional cars to the roster. It's always been a little annoying to me in both 2003 and N4 that the damn scroll wheel doesn't work in the menus. Alex Stella. Okay, weird. 63. Make sure it's the right one, not his backup car. Nope, 64. And the 23. Well, we'll see if Heat 2 is any less exciting than the first heat, because yeah, that wreck really shook everything up.
Drivers, to your cars.
All right, Stephen Davis going to sit on the pole for heat
Drivers,
number 2.
to your cars.
All right, welcome back to Hickory for Heat 2. Top 17 make it to the feature.
Let's go, Chauncey.
And the final spot will be filled by whoever the fastest qualifier inside the top 20 was, because we had top 20 cars eliminated in Heat 1. So if you're not in the top 20, you have to race yourself in here. Pace cars in. Stephen Davis leads him to the green. Stephen Davis starts out ahead. Chauncey Redmond Jr. trying to get by and get clear in second and settle into a rhythm. Tony, it's mostly short tracks here for a little while. We got Orange County coming up. Actually, I think this is and South Boston. Then we've got, I think, Homestead and Phoenix to wrap up the season. I can't remember if it's Orange. I think it's Orange County next week, then Sobo, then Homestead.
Touchdown,
and Phoenix.
Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey, he's not a race car driver.
He already scored?
Yeah, the Bucks fumbled the kickoff. Chiefs recovered at like the 20 and got scored on like the first play.
I thought that was the other 20. Oh my god.
No. The short 20.
Let's go.
I remember when I was much younger, I didn't understand why they didn't do the yards of 0 to 100 on a football field, so you didn't have to worry about which end you were on. But then I really thought about it and went, no, that wouldn't help. As the 73 dives to the pits, that might be curtains for his night. And 73 has lost a lap, but has resumed. Coming out right in the middle of this fierce battle. Let's see if that causes a crash. We managed to avoid crashing. Alex Stello currently sits in the transfer spot. Bobby Farrell up behind him. John Batista falling down the stairs. Tony, I assume you didn't watch the Formula One race?
No, I thought the season was over.
Their season ends in December, dude.
Oh.
Oh,
that's why they go to the desert.
I'm sure the highlight video is up. It was a fairly entertaining race. Probably the best race I've ever seen at that track, for sure. Stello's worked his way a little bit forward. Transfer spots probably about to be Glenn here once the 07 clears him. And Glenn now sitting in the danger seat.
Ooh, Singapore under the lights.
Yes. And it had rained and caused the delay to the start of the race even. And the 36 into the inside of the 54. He's going to take over the transfer spot. Ron Stout's going to get shuffled back to the hot seat. Here comes Joe Polson. This might actually be one of the few races this season where a bunch of top 20 points guys aren't actually going to be in it. Might mean some shakeups in the top 20 of points. 44 has blown a motor. Let's see if he wrecks the entire field. Is he going to stop on the front stretch and bring out a yellow and wreck the entire field? And the 23 just ass-packed him. There's the yellow, and we're all crashing on the front stretch. These are excellent AI. I need to check some figures. I don't think they know how to go to the panic lines. We've got a big mess on the front stretch, and the whole field seems to be in it, including the leader. And Stephen Davis just had to take a tow, and Chauncey Redmond Jr.'s motor is blown. I don't even know who's leading now.
Wait, Chauncey makes the race, right?
Fair.
He's got a good chance because he was qualified third, so he's going to have to rely on that speed to have gotten him in unless they can fix his car. or a bunch of cars are out behind him first. We're going to find out here shortly. A bunch of cars getting retired, and he's going to be one of them. Yep, he's out. We're going to have to wait for scoring to cycle through. I don't know, because it's got him scored in third still. There's so many retirements, he might be in from the garage.
A Piazza?
Yes, Mr. Batista.
Has Tom Brady ever had a concussion?
Probably.
Don't know that definitively.
So Chauncey needs to be in because of retirements, because Stephen Davis is out of the race, and if he gets bumped out, he was the pole sitter in this race. That would probably mean he'll be in on speed, but he may actually end up 17th in the scoring. There are barely any cars running after that, so Chauncey Redmond Jr. might be in from his garage stall.
Okay, well, I looked up Tom Brady concussion, and apparently he admitted he played through several concussions. So, yes.
Godwin got one of your 48 points.
Oh, 43.1.
I think we've reached a point where the rest of this race just became a formality, because I think anybody whose car is still moving is in. What's going to come down to is if they can get Joel Poulsen going again, and I think they just did. He needs to run a couple of laps. Nope, they just retired him, but he's in. So Chauncey's in from the garage. So is John Van Thiel, Stephen Lowe, Joe Poulsen, Stephen Davis also. Let's see. We're definitely sending Brian Phillips and Connor Babel home. We'll have to go through the order to see which of these guys that was in the top 20 in points is actually going to make the race. There'll be one of them, but it's going to be tight. 44 is definitely going home. And we're green. Yari Rodriguez is for some reason tail into the lead lap. John Cheeseman is the leader. But Ronaldo Scott's going to look for the lead. It may just be a heat win, but he wants it. That 44 car looks good, but they've had just a busted ass car all season. I don't know that they've finished a race all season. I don't know if they finished a heat all season either. And Ronaldo Scott leads heat number 2. And currently everybody's actually on the lead lap because Nigel has gotten his lap back with a absolutely obliterated race car.
JB, you want to sing it?
What?
Oh, I want to be with you everywhere. Oh,
that one. Oh, that terrible Chevy commercial. I want to be with you
everywhere.
Nate Moorhead going for the lead.
Listened to that album yesterday.
Moorhead
saw
takes
you
the lead.
Watching it on Spotify.
I was listening to it, not watching it.
You can watch music.
Thought this was gonna be a lot better than it is. I'm eating a box of mac and cheese without the cheese.
So you're just having plain macaroni?
You're eating noodles?
You're just having the box.
Yeah.
What a nice cereal box. Tony, what are the damn odds that 2 cars both blow a motor, stop on the front stretch, and cause a massive pileup in both heats?
I wouldn't have calculation.
I wouldn't have predicted that. As Nate slides high, Ronaldo Scott tries to get the inside, and he's there into turn 1.
About 8.5 to 1.
The Pizza Planet Dodge trying to surge ahead. Did you know that Pizza Planet is the official pizza of Pixar?
What could I put on these?
You're gonna have to repeat that without food in your mouth.
What could I put on these?
Do you have shredded cheese?
I'm not putting that on this shit. Come on.
Okay. Do you have a little bit of butter and some... How about a little bit of butter and some pasta sauce?
Here's the problem. I have butter, but these are already on my plate ready to go.
Okay.
Pasta sauce could be pretty cool.
Pasta sauce could work. I'm trying to think what else you could put on some noodles.
Well,
Like...
We could try to find some sauce. That's a good idea, actually.
Tony, I think Ronaldo Scott's gonna get a checkered flag, even if it is just a heat. That could be a huge boost to this program. But Isaac Growth wants to deny him. That 64 car's been nowhere all season too. Moorhead and Growth are having a fight. Who said that it's just a formality at this point to get to the finish? Five to go. Ben White coming towards the front. It's probably too little too late, but I think everybody's now just using this as an opportunity to figure out what they need from their car for the feature, because everybody on track will be in that race. Ronaldo Scott stretching away. Two to go at the line this time. White flag in the air. It may just be a heat, but Ronaldo Scott's going to savor this checkered flag as he comes around. He's going to win heat number 2.
I have some news to break.
You don't have any pasta sauce?
No, I put marinara on it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that'll at least be better than dry noodles, that's for sure.
You have news to break following the conclusion of tonight's event.
Are we talking about the football event?
Yeah, no, your event.
Oh, well,
I'm live on air.
We're between Heat 2 and the main now, so...
Are you live?
Yes, we're live.
Can't happen. Does involve tensions, different factions of people.
Alright, well, the audio is now muted on the stream. The audio is muted on the stream, so you can say whatever the hell you want now.
So, apparently, I didn't know this until she walked in. Apparently, we hired an African-American coworker. Oh, boy. I'll just leave it at that.
I have a cool story. You were talking so loud, my mic still picked it up.
Wow. They're talking loud.
Loud enough, I guess.
Yeah, my bad.
Alright, let's get the roster set for the main. So, transferred from Heat 1 are Jared Mogard, Adam Beresford, Dave Daniels, Philip Parker, Brandon Reigns, Tony the Gunk Man Gunk, Trey Larkin, Cristiano Desa, Nate Schuft. It's a good get for them to make the feature. Jacob Stumpf, another card that hasn't had a lot of good runs this season. Spike Levinson. They didn't see much of him either. Tom Barber. I feel like Tom Barber missed the whole first half of the season. He just didn't make a single race. Broderick Whitman. Molitor Hill. Curtis Griffin. Lawrence Van Buren. And Ryan Pedersen. And let's look at the Heat 2 results. From Heat 2, Ronaldo Scott. Nathaniel Moorhead. Isaac Groth. Benjamin White. Pack Dude. We never did find out why he used that name, did we? Chad Glass. Jonathan Cheeseman.
I wonder what he's up to these days.
Who? John Cheeseman? Is he a real guy?
Not back, dude.
Oh, I feel like I've seen him on iRacing. Grant Lyde.
Name.
Jack Painter.
Oh, that's right. With a Y.
Yes. Yuri Rodriguez. Nigel Ramaswamy. Chauncey Redmond Jr. from the garage makes it in. So does John Van Teal. Stephen Lowe. Brian Phillips, who I at one point thought was completely out of it, but he actually made it. Oh, no, wait. I'm an idiot. Brian Phillips didn't make it, neither did Stephen Lowe. Stephen Lowe was 18th. He was first out in that. So I now need to look at the qualifying results to figure out who is the final car in the field. So let's see. Who do I need to look at? Inkman, Luthley, Farrell, Stout, and Stephen Lowe. Or wait a minute. Dylan Luthley's not in the top. No, he's not in the top 20, so I don't care about him. Ron Stout, I believe, is who I need to look at here. Because he had a 14.539. Everybody ahead of him was in. Race 1 qualifying. The top 20 driver that's going to get in on speed is Rod Weston. That's where you all go, boo. Except I think I've screwed something up because there's not enough cars in that roster, so what did I screw up here? Who am I missing? That was 17, and 17 should be 34. Who am I missing?
I think Rod Weston actually pissed me off once.
I'm sure he did. Who did I forget to put in the roster? Yeah. I love it when I screw up these rosters and I have to figure out where I screwed it up. Oh, I didn't put Joe Polson in, and I bet you I didn't put. No, Stephen Lowe did make it. I'm just an absolute idiot. I stopped counting people too early. It was Brian Lowe that didn't make it. Okay, let's fix that. Did I put Stephen Davis in? Nope, I just didn't check a bunch of cars that were supposed to be in. There we go, that's a correct roster. 35 cars for the feature race. Oh, and 2003 is doing stupid stuff now anyway, but I want to check something in the track file to figure out if I can figure out why the AI don't know how to not pile into a stopped car by comparing it to a track that does work well, just to see if there's something I can change real quick so we don't get a repeat of that. Yeah, I think that's what it is. The panic decel is set very badly, I bet, and I bet you that's what's happening here. Okay, that should hopefully make them better about that. If we have another car stop on the front stretch, now that I fixed the track, I'm sure it won't happen. And I bet you 2003 is now going to have me recalibrate my controls. Nope, it doesn't care this time. Alright. And I just realized I didn't re-enable audio. That might be a good plan. Okay, I am excellent broadcaster. At least I noticed it before I started the race.
Drivers, to your cars.
Oh, come on, you cocksucker.
Drivers, to your cars.
Wow.
Alright, Stephen Davis will be on the pole for the 200 lap feature race. Nate Schuft starts outside pole. Man, you can tell how old this track is with some of the really crusty textures.
Drivers, start your engines!
Engines fired. And the field rolls away. Pace car peels in. And we're green in the 200 lap feature from Hickory. Stephen Davis pulls ahead into 3 and 4 on the first lap. The 86 gets clear and is going to go into pursuit of that 45. I love when this 80 car makes the field because we get to stare at Doge. And we've had an unscheduled pit stop already. The 36 has come in. Gonna lose multiple laps. More likely than not. Riding on board Trey Larkin as he tries to get a move made on the 18 car. Not missing anything up front, Stephen Davis still leads by 1 second over the rest of the field. Saw gets around the 80 car and you can see my Steam notifications to the inside of the 80, and we have a caution on the speedway. Caution is out. Cameras are looking for the cause of the caution, and I suspect this really... Oh, Roderick Whitman gets turned around under yellow. Adam Beresford apparently not happy with him. That's just some no good rotten driving right there. And we'll see if we can figure out what brought out the caution. Oh, the 7's all beat up on the back end. Let's see. Well, we see what brought out the caution. 36 tried to merge out, got clipped by the 9, that put the 7 in the wall, and a good number of cars had contact on the back end. Tony Gunk trying to wall ride, and it didn't work well for him. And then we see Beresford just hook the bumper of the 68 and turn him around under yellow. Series officials aren't going to be happy about that move. Will there be any takers to pit road? Doesn't look like it. As Whitman tries to get caught up. Is he going to pay the 1 back here? He's right on his bumper. No, just trying to scare him a bit, it looks like. Under caution. 36 has lost 4 laps in the pits and then was involved in that little bit of an incident. I've seen some rather severe damage on the back of the 7 car. Damn, this is some good ass lemonade.
Wendy?
No, it's some store brand stuff I bought at Schnucks. But it's just as good as Wendy's lemonade, to be honest with you. Maybe a little better. Not as good as Chick-fil-A's lemonade, though.
Oh, hell no.
Alright, lights are out on the pace car.
That cloudburst lemonade they had for a while. Fire.
I don't know if I've heard of that one. Alright, coming to the green, it'll be lap 16. Pace car comes in. And we're racing again from Hickory. Stephen Davis immediately takes off and clears the lap car. And he's going to hope the lap car corks up the rest of the field for a few laps and lets him build a buffer. Looks like we got an unscheduled pit stop happening on the front stretch. Didn't catch which car that was, though. Still didn't see it. I don't know who it was, because nobody's dropped off the order. It was the 7 to fix that damage. The back panel started flapping when he got going. They've cut it off now. The official said it had to go. He's now lost at least one lap. Battle for third between Broderick Whitman and Joe Polson. And Polson looks like he's going to take it from him. Whitman tries to charge back with a better run off of turn 2, but I don't think it's going to do anything for him here in 3 and 4. Nope, he'll have to tuck in. $35 cars seems like an awful lot around Hickory, doesn't it?
85 cars?
35. 85 would definitely be too many. I don't know if you could get 85 stock cars nose to nose around Hickory. Battle for the 5th spot. Cristiano De Sa trying to pass Yori Rodriguez in the number 6 Toyota. And he's got the job done.
I'm back with pizza.
Welcome back, Zachary. What kind of pizza did you get?
Extravaganza.
Oh, that's what I wanted to yell at Tony about. Did Tony know that Dale Earnhardt raced in the Extravaganza?
What?
Have you never seen that clip where they're talking about the year he hit the Seagull and they talk about Dale and the... Oh, what year was that? Was that 93? They refer to it as whatever year it was, Extravaganza. We got a crash on the front stretch. The 1 car is airborne. A lot of damage to that car. We're going to have to roll back the tape and see what happened here, but that was a violent looking crash from what we saw at the tail end of it. How do you end up off the ground like that at Hickory? Oh, I see what's happened already. We're going to watch it in the replay, but it looks like they got a little bit 3 wide here, and the 1 clipped the wall. Mogard clips him in the quarter panel and turns him into the inside wall. He's going to reflect out into traffic and get absolutely hammered, and Jack Painter goes into the opening in the wall. Ooh, that was ugly. But fortunately, the AI don't seem to pile up now. I think I might have fixed that. Yeah, that was... I'm surprised the 33 is not immediately done from that. Let's get an onboard of that. Has been in the pits for service after that incident. And Stephen Davis will continue to lead. As we are under our 2nd caution of the night, working lap 30. So is that a Domino's pizza, Zach?
Yeah.
You must have tons of rewards with the old Domino's joint.
Yes, actually, I think I just got a free pizza from today's order.
Yeah, I don't think I've had... I know I haven't had Domino's since I moved. I haven't ordered. I don't know that
I
I've
like
ordered.
Pizza Hut's reward system better.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ordered pizza since I moved. I don't know that I've ordered a pizza since I moved.
Domino's get 10 points per order of $10 or more. That's it. Pizza Hut,
Yeah.
you get like $1 per point or something.
Yeah, I think Papa John's is something similar to that too.
Like my order today was $22, so I feel like I should get 20 points.
Well, and if memory serves, like Papa John's and Pizza Hut, like give you options as what to redeem for, whereas Domino's you can only redeem for a medium pizza, right?
Correct.
Which when,
Yeah,
when what I would normally order would be like a medium pizza and then like some pasta or a side works, but if I don't feel like a medium pizza, it's not all that useful to me. All right,
Yeah, Pizza Hut, I can order, build points, and I can like spend less points on lesser things. I can get like just an order of breadsticks and order of wings, or I could save up to 300 points and get
Davis doesn't get to the bottom on that one.
a large supreme
He's gonna
whatever.
try here. 36 gonna fight him.
A Pizza Hut costs more to begin with.
Yeah, Pizza Hut pizza isn't. Like when I'm rating,
Their cheese stuffed crust is good.
Yeah, but you can get cheese stuffed crust now from Papa John's, and it's better.
No, it's not better.
I think it's better than Pizza Hut. And we have
I
another
haven't tried
caution
it.
on the speedway.
Don't
Nate
believe
Moorhead
him,
in
Zach.
trouble.
The stuffed crust at Pizza Hut is 10 times better than the Papa John's. That being said, I do love Papa John's.
I just don't find Pizza Hut's like sauce and cheese combo to taste as good as
Well, I
Papa
do.
John's, and I find the stuffed crust to be about the same. Ronaldo Scott has gotten into the wall, Van Buren's clipped him, and he's caught the end of the wall. That's probably day over for that 85. And
They
possibly
could
day over for
drink
the Ken.
Pizza Hut sauce.
Yeah, I don't like their sauce.
I like their boneless wings.
Their onions,
No, boneless wings.
boneless wings.
Did you hear onion rings?
Yeah.
Everybody
if they
looks
had
to
onion
come
rings,
into
I'd
the
probably get
pits.
them.
I have some loud engines in the background.
No, like Domino's fucking boneless wings are stupid. That's just like fucking breaded popcorn chicken.
They are good though.
Well,
Yeah, but
not
I want that
everybody,
shit
but
like
most of the field.
tossed and sauced and all of that.
Domino's has really good buffalo sauce.
You want what tossed? And the rest of the field, I guess, comes in this lap. Alrighty then. I think Isaac Groth may end up being the leader after pit stops here under yellow. And let's see, so far Adam Beresford is done for the day, Nate Moorhead done, and Ryan Pedersen retired from the race.
Devontae Williams is feared to have suffered a serious knee injury. Will undergo an MRI tomorrow.
Yep, Isaac Groth leads. Devontae Williams.
Javonte Williams.
Oh,
Sure, Javonte.
Broncos running back.
So, Zach, out of curiosity, there was a lot of screaming and yelling in the pits when they were trying to fix that 13.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I see that he got damaged. I'm like, I have a hunch it's gonna be screaming and yelling. All right, so Isaac Groth is gonna lead to this restart. Stephen Davis has been cycled back to 4th, as 3 cars appear to have stayed out under the caution. Pace car is in. We got a front row of just lap cars as we go green again from Hickory. Let's see if we can stay green this time. I would have thought the single file restart would have been conducive to green flag racing, not more crashing. But what do I know? And Broderick Whitman, unscheduled pit stop coming in immediately after the restart. Sounds like it may be a penalty for that team. And there's smoke down the backstretch, but no yellow, so shrug, who knows what that was. And Whitman will resume. Isaac Groth, your leader. Molitor Hill in second. Looks like a couple of cars are getting dragged in. Polson and Desad had to come in. I think there was some people that didn't pit when they were supposed to, and the yellow has come out again. Looking for why, and I'm not seeing an apparent cause for this caution. Find the pace car and do the Tony trick, figure out why the yellow's out. How was it that we could run 250 lap heats with only yellows for blown motors, and now we're just having a wreck fest of the future? Let's see, lights are on here. Oh, I see why. Tom Barber and Alex Stello have come to blows in the middle of turn 3. Stello was going along. Oh, Ramaswamy hooked the 27, turned him to the inside wall, and he found Alex Stello when he came back up the track. I think Tom might have been trying to pit. Seven got away with that one. And Molitor Hill's gonna pit here. Isaac Groth continues as the leader. I'll promote Stephen Davis up to second. And we did get John Cheeseman back on the lead lap along with Jack Dean. 24 has been retired from the race with an engine failure. That probably was a little bit of smoke we saw. Yeah, maybe the heats were green because there were slightly fewer cars? I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't go like Phoenix at the beginning of the season where we only got a race once we wrecked all but like 12 cars. I don't think we'll get enough laps here to do that.
Alright, I stepped away for a minute to listen to the race audio to see if they picked up any of the yelling. They got some of it, but not all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like Johnny wrecked off 4 and then came down pit road immediately.
Yeah, and nobody was ready for it because of course you're not going to be ready for that.
Well, it was like a Chinese fire drill.
Yeah, I could tell while I was watching the broadcast that there was people about two minds of what to do with the car. There were some people like just cut it all off. They're like, no, tape it back on.
Well, they only showed the 23 getting repaired, unfortunately. I didn't see any of us.
Yeah, did they tape the door back together? Because that would have been my move on the 13. Just tape those panels flush, cover up the holes with tape, and hope that it drafts well. Pace cars in. Green again. Stephen Davis trying to make a decision which way he goes. Does he go with the 64, the 7, or does he make it 3 wide? Fortunately, not stupid enough to make it 3 wide just yet. I think he's going to try to follow the 7 here. The 7's a little bit quicker than the 64 on the bottom. And that is 1/4 distance. Stephen Davis
The thing that I found surprising is that like we cut a bunch of stuff off and threw it kind of like behind our pit box, and like people were like fucking vultures, dude.
Yeah.
Like fans, like they came and grabbed whatever they could. Like I understand maybe grabbing like some body panels, but this one dude grabbed our bumper bar. I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do with a bumper bar?
He's gonna put it on his pickup truck. Well, I know that there have been issues with it, like IMSA events, where people walk up and just take what they think are junk parts, but it's like, no, we were gonna fix those. Somebody walked off with them.
What's concerning to me is that what even caused that yellow was, I think, the 23 losing a tire.
Yeah, I believe the 23 cut a tire and went up in the fence. And then everybody was just so tight up behind him that they hooked bumpers and everybody went in the fence with him. That's what it looked like on TV anyway.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Did you have fun, though, getting to go to Talladega?
I mean, yeah.
Did it live up to expectations?
Oh, I expected crashes, and we crashed every truck we took.
Let's see.
think
The trucks aren't
if-
running the Roval, are they?
no, our next race is Homestead, and then Phoenix, and we're done.
Yeah, I thought there were only like 2 truck races. Looking forward to the Roval next week, and that should be a fun race to watch.
It
also
also for our iRacing thing.
It hasn't fully sunk in for me that I work 4 days this coming week, and then I'm off, and for like over a week. So I took vacation to go to my brother's wedding. I'm really not excited about going to a wedding. I don't like going to
How long are you
events
gonna
like
be
that.
gone?
It's a day trip.
Oh, it's local.
Yeah, it's in Columbia, Missouri on Friday. I'll drive out and drive back.
Oh, I didn't know like where you lived or whatever.
Yeah, the rehearsal dinner's the night before. I want to say it's like a 90-minute drive or so. Son Whitman having a little bit of a fight here, and Chauncey Redmond Jr. trying to find some more spots up to the field. I just realized that Whitman's not on the lead lap, so Desau's not fighting for any goddamn reason. As Stephen Davis goes back to what he was doing before all the excitement and stretching out a lead. The 27 has been disqualified. Apparently they fucked up. So JB, you bought that new iRacing, dirt racing thing?
Yeah, and I've been playing it non-stop.
Really?
Are you
I love
saying
this
it's
game.
It's worth the purchase?
It's worth the purchase based on the AI alone.
What platform are you playing on?
PS5.
Okay, does it control well on a
Is there
controller?
multiplayer?
Yeah, there's multiplayer.
I'm gonna buy it when it goes on sale.
Dude, this game is far exceeded my expectations.
Does it control well?
Yes. Every car but the sprint car. Sprint car is kind of fucked up.
Is it like twitchy or what?
It's hard to explain. Like the sprint car, like by itself, has like some steering assist turned on it. Even with assist turned off, that make it feel fucked up. Like if you fuck up going into entry, it'll like turn in by itself.
Weird.
It's weird. But none of the other cars do that. So every car has different physics, completely.
You like that sim, Doug?
Yeah, this sim is badass.
Does it have like a good career mode? I heard you talking a little bit to Tony about it during the extravaganza.
Yeah, I'm about to finish season 2 in the dirt street stock, and then next season I'll be buying a pro late model and hiring a driver for my street stock.
Is the career mode somewhat like reminiscent of like DTR2 and then like the Dirt to Daytona career mode?
I never played the career mode on DTR2.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't really play that game.
I played a shit ton of that career mode. What about in DTRSC? Or did you never have that one?
I didn't really play that game either.
He hates that game.
Damn, like 89% of my time in World of Outlaws 02.
I don't know how. I never played that one, so I don't know how it's career mode. How about the like the Dirt to Daytona career mode? Is this kind of similar to that?
Yes. It's pretty much exactly like Dirt to Daytona.
Okay. This sounds like something I'm going to be adding to my list of stuff to buy.
I would definitely add it.
I've been playing a new game that launched on Game Pass. Well, what is it called? Hard Space. And
Is that a porn game?
It is shockingly no. The basic thing of the game is that you work as a shipbreaker in space.
Huh.
It's it's really fun. It's like cathartic and slightly challenging. You gotta like think. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I've only died like 10 times. It's also one of those games that has a like in-universe lore reason why you can respawn, which is kind of like cool. It's also the settings, a little dystopian, but I've been enjoying the game. I've blown myself up, I think only once. I've accidentally flown myself into a furnace and a processor once each.
I love furnaces.
Let's see, I've smashed something into my own face and shattered my helmet twice. How else have I died? I haven't died from running out of oxygen, so that's fortunate.
In World of Outlaws?
No, in Hard Space. I think that's what the game's called. always get the name wrong. I think it's Hartsville. I'm trying to think, what was the other stupid way I died? I died a really stupid way. What was it?
You have too much shit back up in your intestines and you died.
No. I mean, it was really stupid the time I thought I was being very careful with the cutter, but apparently I hit a fuel tank and blew myself to smithereens. That was unfortunate. Destroyed a lot of the ship I was trying to salvage too. Oh, I've been crushed by pressure at least once. That was the other stupid one. That I didn't think that compartment I was opening was pressurized, but I guess it was, and I got crushed.
The only bad thing about this game, other than the sprint car physics, is I've only done a couple online races, like 6 or 7, and I haven't made my own server, so I don't know the settings. But every race I've ran so far is just race.
No qualifying, no practice, nothing.
No heats or anything.
That may be how the game's set. Like DTR2 is like that. And sprint cars. It's like, oh yeah, no, you just race. There's no qualifying, there's no practice, there's no heats. And I always thought that was a shortcoming of the game. Also, that DTR2's multiplayer was only 10 people.
Oh no, in this one you can race full field.
Yeah, that's nice. That was always a big bummer in DTR2. It's like, with AI you can do what, 16?
What?
What was it, 16 AI in DTR2, but you can only race online with 10? It's like...
I have no idea.
I think that's what it was.
Have you ever raced Speedway City 2K8?
The track in DTR2?
Doug, is that the track that we ran that league race in?
What?
The Speedway City?
I remember running Ascot, dog, was the only one I remember.
I definitely did not run Ascot.
I literally can't remember all the tracks I raced in DTR2. I ran in a DTR2 league for a while. I adminned it at one point. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, what league was that? Was that VLR?
In R Factor?
No, that we ran that DTR2 league race in.
Oh, dog, I ran a lot of DTR2 league races. Yeah, I think it was Speedway City. And it might have been VLR or WFO.
That is a heat win. My first ever heat win.
Let's go. Battle for the lead. Isaac Groth going for the lead against Steven Davis. Davis is going to hold him off for now, as they're catching some slower cars now. What are they? Is that a full price retail game?
It's $40, I think.
Oh, that's not bad at all. I might just go ahead and buy that right now then.
Probably get it on CD keys now.
Is it a good-looking game? I heard you mentioning to Tony that the tracks were also in iRacing. In fact, they use the exact same scan.
Yes, they use the scans from iRacing, so all the tracks look very good. Except Knoxville. Knoxville's not the scan, and it looks like shit.
Weird.
I don't know what happened.
What all tracks are in the game?
To be honest, I'm not sure, because I've only been running career mode.
Oh.
I only have like 5.
Usually one of the first things I do in those games is like just go into like the free time trials and just see what tracks are in it. What tracks
Yeah, you're not
run.
the same as everyone else.
So far, I like the fantasy tracks more.
Oh, are there fantasy tracks in it?
Plenty.
That's cool. I mean, the fantasy tracks in DTR2 were fun. I really like the fucking giant-ass triangle tracks. Those were fun. What were they? Parkside and Peakview?
On what?
On DTR2. The giant triangles.
Yes.
I liked those.
Did you like Roush on Dirt Track Racing?
I never played DTR.
Or whatever it's called?
I never had the first.
That was like a mile triangle.
Huh.
Canyon Run.
Huh?
Canyon Run.
I've probably driven that track.
That's not a triangle.
I think all those tracks did get converted to DTR2 at some point with working AI eventually, but...
DTR Australia, yeah.
Rattler Valley. Those are the only 2 fantasy tracks, right, Doug?
What?
Those are the only 2 fantasy tracks?
Weren't there a bunch of tracks that were like... They were real tracks with different names?
Icy Eldora.
Like Knox Hill or something was what Knoxville was in DTR.
Yeah, in DTR, yeah, that was one of them. And like, there's a lot of tracks where it's like, oh, that's a real track, but it looks nothing like a real track.
Yeah.
Like, I've raced at Shawano before in real life, and it's not a triangle.
I
Must
like
have been
in
confused.
DTR sprint cars, they had a track called Kokomo that doesn't look anything like the real Kokomo, but I love that fucking track. It was
Yeah,
such a
and that,
tight fucking track.
and it was Boyd Speedway in Ringo, Georgia, or was it the Texas Boyd Speedway, dog, in dirt track racing? It
I
was,
doubt they had Boyd Speedway and dirt track racing. It probably was the Texas one.
well, dog, it was the same as Kokomo on dirt track racing sprint cars, just with like different color walls or something.
Oh, there was the one like mile-long oval in sprint cars. What was that? It's like Pike County or something. That's not a real track, right?
Pike County is a real track. It is not a 3/4 mile track.
I think the one in sprint cars is bigger than that. It was like one of those tracks.
Maybe.
Every time I ran there, I had to re-gear the setup because you would just not have enough gear down the front and back stretch.
Yeah.
I think it was like a mile or 7/8 of a mile or just something absolutely ridiculous for sprint cars.
Hey, Doug, remember that track, Turnpike 42?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 42nd
That's,
Street or something?
No, Turnpike 70 or Turnpike 42. It was flat and it had like it looked like you could skateboard on the infield arm.
Yeah, Doug. It was in like a valley thing.
Yeah. Yeah, 34 Raceway is a real track. It doesn't have a figure 8 in it. And it was Wayne County on dirt track racing sprint cars. What other tracks? Can-Am's a real track. I don't know what that looks like in real life.
No, I just remembered something in DTR2 that always bugged me. You remember there were the two figure 8s, well, Weaver County and South Central? But South Central was inside a big oval, and you couldn't run that oval. It just wasn't an available track. It's like, you built all this geometry, let me fucking race it. Did you ever play Leadfoot?
Great game.
Yeah, I tried to stream it.
Yeah, I don't remember how I got my hands on it. It's one of the DTR2 sites had an ISO for it, and I played it for a little while. Like, finished the career mode. Did some fiddling around to see what kind of modding you could do with it. There was, and I posted it somewhere. I had done a mod. It was just one of the default stadium trucks, but there was a configuration file you could tweak that would make it 4-wheel drive. And so I just took one of the trucks and made it 4-wheel drive, and it totally changed how you had to drive it. Battle for second, Ben White to the inside of Isaac Grove. And White takes the spot. Stephen Davis has a 2.5 second lead, but traffic's helping him more than anything else now. I'm now trying to think what game had the best fantasy tracks.
NASCAR 07.
I never played that one because they never put it on a system of my own. What was that fake Watkins Glen looking road course they had in Daytona? I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Oh, you're talking about Welch Valley.
Yeah, that was the one. That was an interesting track. I remember it being kind of fun, but also like weird.
One that you had to run the modifieds in?
Yeah, you got to run the mods there. I'm like, why the fuck are we running modifieds here? But I guess at the same time, I think they were running mods in Lime Rock, so. My biggest issue, honestly, with the track was it just looked like they reused a lot of assets for Watkins Glen, so it didn't have its own unique feel.
I liked Mankato.
I don't remember that one. Which one was that?
A night track with the white lines in it. Kind of like Richmond.
I don't remember that one at all.
Or a Baxter Fairground.
I vaguely remember that track.
Dundas Fairground.
Like, there were a lot of really cool things about that game. I kind of liked, compared to like the EA stuff, you could, run with damage in such a way that you could have to take 30 minutes to fix a fucking car if you really destroyed it. I'm like, that's cool. It's also a little frustrating, but kind of cool too. Traffic becoming an issue here. Steven Davis has a 3-car buffer though. Ben White's driven up to the back of those 3 cars, closed the gap up, but he's now going to struggle, I think, to get through these guys. And Davis is going to try to put more cars in the gap. Well, the 9 getting pushed up the hill like this might help the 19 get through. You'd sort of have to run the bottom for that to make any headway, and now the 66 has been lapped. And Steven Davis going around the 82 now as well. Just putting more and more cars into that gap. A bunch of left side damage. How did he get that one? Did he get walloped at some point in pit road, I guess? I don't know. Maybe he just doored somebody. As Van Buren goes down a lap. Davis tried to go high on Tony Gunk there. He's got himself up into the marbles. It's not going to do him any favors. But White's still having a little bit of trouble. Still working on traffic back there behind him. Ooh, Davis slides up and nearly catches the back of that 37. He might be losing the tires here a little bit. Seems like he's struggling just a skosh. Van White has slowly closed the gap even with the traffic. But still 4 cars in the gap for him. Oh, the 07's having a peek to his inside. That's going to push Davis up the hill. He didn't need to see this. That 007's a pretty quick car. Just had some misfortune that's put him down a few laps. And Ben White's getting around lap cars. The 82 gets to the inside. Davis needs to get down here. The 19's coming. Gap down to half a second. Ben White's going to try to follow the 82 through. Battle for the lead. 19 to the inside. Ben White noses ahead into turn 1. Davis gonna try to ride the rim and get the run off. But White's gonna have the preferred line here on the bottom. And he's just about cleared him. And Ben White takes over the lead on lap 137. A couple of cars coming into the pits for emergency repairs and service. Or is this a scheduled pit stop? Stephen Davis coming in. Maybe these are scheduled stops. Stephen Davis coming to the pit lane. Got Cheeseman in, Davis in, Ronaldo Scott is in. This better be scheduled service, but I thought they could run the whole way. Isaac Grove is in. I thought they had already made the one stop they could get. Grove is going to resume. And Scott resumes. Davis now the only one in the pits as he peels on out. How strange. So Ben White now the leader over Chauncey Redmond Jr. by just about 4 seconds. And I have the hiccups. Right there with Redmond is Jared Hogard. And then a gap back to John Van Thiel in 4th. Glenn Kaufman running in 5th. Good run so far for him. I don't know if the rest of the leaders need to pit or what's going on with that. It's a weird
Fuck
time
you and your
to
mom.
pit. Excuse me? Just your accommodating pit strategy. I hear him yell that. You know, I just thought of a track. It is a fantasy track in the game that I've thought about. Oh, Jack Painter is blowing a motor. That I've thought about building for 2003. It's a Mario Kart track. Luigi Raceway from the N64 Mario Kart. I've really thought that would make a fun, like, 2-mile NASCAR track. But I've never really done enough work to fully build it out. See if Painter continues, and he does not. 33 done for the day. So Ben White leading by almost 5 seconds as Chauncey Redmond Jr. has gotten passed by Jared Mogard and then fallen back.
Oh.
I wonder if Stephen Davis is running good laps here. So fast lap of the race belongs to Cristiano De Sa with a 1:14.3. So he's got a good car. He's just gotten himself in a bad spot in the field. He is 10 seconds back in 8th. So, Zach, you've seen a Buick Insignia, right?
Sure.
I saw an Insignia wagon on the highway the other day, but it didn't have Buick badges on it. They'd removed the Buick badges and replaced it with its original badges of Opel. I was like, that's cool. I would definitely do that if I had to buy a Buick. Because the Opel nameplate carries a lot more weight to me than Buick. Buick's the car your grandmother drove the wrong way out of the retirement community and hit a fire truck head on with. Too specific? Inside.
Alright, I'm just finishing this rulebook I'm typing out for our Tuesday thing. I gotta get shit like together because we're doing that this Tuesday.
Every Tuesday night.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some like bullshit rules that like you sneeze within the first 5 laps of the race, it's a 9-point penalty.
Yeah, we're gonna do this old school. If you drive through a pit box that isn't yours, it's a 2-race suspension.
Okay.
If you touch somebody under caution, you get ejected immediately. If your name's Kevin, you just get ejected, period.
If your name's Kevin and you use reverse for anything but backing up, you're kicked.
But yeah.
Ooh, Cheeseman's gonna push the leader up out of the groove.
And alone.
Hey, everything about you
Yeah.
Need to get my laundry.
I can do that on if I'm warm up for it.
Jared's closing a little bit of the gap, but not quickly enough to be of much concern yet to Ben. And Chauncey continues to fade backwards. But this traffic is holding up the 19 just a skosh. Yeah, he closed, but not enough to make a difference. 0.01 of a second change. Getting racy ahead of the leader, jeez. 55 pitted, so he's got new tires. I guess that's why he's carving through people. But look at that, he just did a move on the outside up there, didn't he? If everybody else to pit, short pitting might have been the move. But I don't know that everybody needed to pit. I think just some guys got the strategy wrong. He didn't have enough fuel in it. We'll find out. 40 to go. Will anybody else have to come in? Gap is closing though. Jared is on the hunt. Where is he back here? He's got a few of the lap cars to get through. But even with that back end damage, he's on the hunt. Chauncey Redmond Jr.'s made up a little bit of time now, but he's still a distant third. And Rod Weston jumps up out of the groove. He's letting the 15 go here. Somebody that's letting him go, you're really not giving it to him. And the 7's still going to be there. And Jared didn't get around him. But he is making time. And Glenn moves himself up into 4th. A little bit of time lost though there for 15. He's got to get through this traffic. Laps are clicking away. The amount of time left in the race is not his friend. And Ben is coming up on the back of the top 10 here to start putting them a lap down. Joey Rodriguez currently runs 10th. He is 4th car ahead of the leader. Whoa, Ben misses turn 1 a little bit there. Right on board with this 19. Got a little bit racy ahead of him. He keeps missing the bottom in 1 and 2. Wide. Ben's trying to find a different line here, but when you're leading, I don't know. I just don't know about this line. It doesn't seem to be working. Maybe go back to what Bill could see. To the inside of Spike Levinson, the 47 Geico Toyota Camry. Try to sail right on by him. But that moon is not the right shape, and it's always bothered the hell out of me. I might build my own night sky to fix that, or find a good one that fixes that. Just like, yeah. It just doesn't look good. Like this end is beautiful. The other end though is where it's a little crummy. So Ben continues to just click off laps, trying to get to the finish of tonight's event and take home the trophy. Jared Mogard trying to close in and take that trophy out of his hands, but still has 2.5 seconds of gap that he needs to make up in about 25 laps. Yeah, Jared's falling back now. See if we can find this battle for position between Glenn and Desa. Glenn slows down the backstretch. He's not going to have anything for Desa doing that. John Cheeseman just cuts through the field with those fresh tires. Isaac Growth all over him too. I think Isaac hit it as well and has fresh tires, but just doesn't seem to want to go around him. Isaac, you gotta go around him. You can't just glue to his bumper like that. There you go. Cheeseman just looking for whatever gap he can find. Stephen Davis trying to work his way through these guys. They're not having much success though when they get penned in behind something. You get around the 79, this 45's going to heat up the road ahead of them. But there we go. Cheeseman charging through and carving through this field. As Glenn fades back towards John Van Thiel now. And the 15's starting to close on the lead again. And as I say that, the gap goes right back out, back to 2 seconds. Glenn's going to be checking that mirror. Here comes the 83, and just behind him the 80. Glenn might be fading back at the wrong point of this race. Inside 20 to go. Ooh, I think there was a little contact there between the 64 and the 34. Got the 34 out of shape and onto the apron. And now the 64 is going to fly around him. Yep, Davis got through there and has already caught the group ahead. Chauncey Redmond Jr. trying to close in on Jared, who is not got that much space between he and the leader now. Just a handful of cars now in the gap. Jared needs to get around this 47 because every lap he's stuck behind it is letting Ben put other cars a lap down to open the gap back up. So how many laps did Davis lose? Stephen Davis is... Where's Stephen Davis? He's 1 lap down at the moment, and he might unlap himself before the end, but unless everybody has to pit here in the last 10 laps or so, that pit stop will cost him dearly. Jared's not getting anywhere on this 47 car. Chauncey Redmond Jr. having trouble with some of these cars too, and here comes Stephen Davis just scything through the field. I think he's even making the high side work here. Look at this gap close down the straightaway. Even closing it to the middle of the corner when he does that. If he keep his foot in it up there, he'd probably have cleared him by now. And inside 10 to go, Ben White just trying to click off the laps. He's caught 10th place now. Yari Rodriguez, 10th place, last car on the lead lap. Ben White looking to put him a lap down. I think at this point, Ben just wants to see this finish. Doesn't want to see a yellow and give him a restart. Although he would have traffic between he and everybody else. So he'd still have an okay shot at it as he puts Yari Rodriguez down a lap. Not sure that he'll get Dave Daniels before the end of this. So I think Dave Daniels will lead lap finish here. 5 laps to go. Ben White leads by 3 seconds over Jared Mogard. Well, just under 3, but Jared's gonna need a miracle to pull this off now. I think the closest battle is actually from 5th on back. Ben White doesn't care what flag he sees now. Anything from the flag stand is going to be good news. The yellow would end the race this late. 3 to go. Gap continues to open now. 3 seconds on Jared. No pressure from behind. 2 to go for Ben White. Glenn's floundered back to 6th now as John Van Teel's gotten around him. And Ben White will see the white flag this time around. One more lap around the speedway for Ben White. Through 3 and 4, checkered flag in the starter's hand. And Ben White will win at Hickory. Mogard 2nd, Redmond 3rd. Desaw is going to come home a distant 4th. And John Van Teel will round out the top 5. Glenn just misses the top 5. Alex Stello gets the top 10 with the hood torn off his car. So after tonight, there are 4 races left in the season. We got Orange County, Rockingham, South Boston, Homestead. There is no Phoenix, even though I said there was earlier. I forgot my own schedule because I am stupid, as we've established numerous times throughout the night. All right, let's...
The race over?
Yes, that was the finish.
Wow, congrats to the 19 on the win.
Congrats to Michael.
Getting the points updated. The hell was that? Oh, I didn't close that. Weird. Okay, after... That was the wrong car. No, that was the right car. I'm just losing my damn mind here. Out. We'll have points here shortly. I'm just having to tabulate for the guys that got points from the heat. Dirt shoe. Alright, writing the points. And coming over here to upload the points. I expect there will be some changes because some top 20 guys didn't make it out of their heats. Our points leader was Jared, then Rod. Jared probably extended his lead, unfortunately. Unfortunate in the way of, would have been nice to see the points gap come down towards the end of the season instead of open up. Because I just want exciting points battles, but, sometimes guys will clinch weeks out. That's just how the world is. Alright, let's see what we got for points. And we're now looking at our updated points. Jared Mogard does continue to lead. Rod Weston continues the second. Desau holds third. Dave Daniels jumps up 3. Ziggy lost a spot. Philip Parker held position. Brian Lowe down 2. Broderick Whitman up 2. Beresford lost 1. Stephen Lowe up 1. Chauncey Redmond Jr. jumped 4. John Cheeseman gained a spot. Joe Polson gained a spot. Dwight York lost 5. Ben White up 2. Bobby Farrell lost 4. He didn't make the show. Ron Stout barely got any points out of that, I being the last guy to score points, but still lost a spot. Nate Moorhead, Jack Painter hold station. Molitor Hill jumps back up to the top 20, bumping Steve Inkman out. And further down, Tony Gunk and Alex Stello pass Troy Torgerson and Dylan Luthley. Stephen Davis up a spot. Nigel up a spot. Jared lost 1. Connor Babel lost 3. James DeCourcy lost 3. And not much else further down to really make note of. We will see you all next week for, what damn track did I just say it was? It's Orange County. So another race probably fairly similar to this. Similar format to be expected. We will see you all next week.